This thing all the way back inside the 20.
Nice move. Running. Touchdown. Here we go. Check 13. Check 13.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Brings up third and 6.
One set. 9.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Throwing is Murray on third down. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Second and 10. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. First down, here's the run with Cook. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be second and 11.
At the Colts' 46-yard line.
Ready. 90. Full. I got you.
Second and 11. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. This secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, their pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and you know the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On third down, Love. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Fourth down.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. On 4th down, Love. And he's able to find Diggs. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc.
Well, no takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Watch it, watch it. Let's go.
Vikings nothing.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Come, baby. Woo! Check 3, check 3, check 3. Big Dan, big Dan.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 30.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
Safety screaming. Switch.
From the gun on third down, Murray. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with second and goal coming up.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. Third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will make our score 9-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Vikings take over.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of the team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Off play action. Love lets it fly for Thielen. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
What you got, Abby? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Let's go, fellas.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Marcus Hunt. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
58, right over there.
Operating from the gun, Love. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Love. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This will be a... And his kick is right there. It's good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We play to win. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Cook, and an alley to run. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Margus Hunt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
You got tight right there. Check.
Throwing on 2nd down, Murray. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. To throw is Murray. Got a man. It's Brown. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here we go. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Go.
On 2nd down, it's Hines. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
This is Hines. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll run on 1st down. Hines, and he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Murray.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Kill, kill, kill.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Back now in Indianapolis, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Now, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Daquan Jones in on the tackle there. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Let's 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts' 26. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make
rush coming, and he's taken down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this one is right through. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he slings one that's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple. And that's exactly why they trail.
Murray now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling.